Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sir DL and welcome to the Aliens Vlog and Math Tutorials. For today, we are going to study quadrilaterals. We are going to discuss quadrilaterals. What are the objectives of this lesson? Number one, we will be discussing quadrilaterals. Number one, discuss quadrilaterals. Number two, describe the attributes or properties of quadrilaterals. We will be describing the attributes or properties of quadrilaterals. Number three, we will be identifying the kinds of quadrilaterals. Identify the kinds of quadrilaterals. Always remember, if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. If you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. What are quadrilaterals? What are the characteristics or attributes of a quadrilateral? A quadrilateral, it is a closed plane figure with four sides. It is a closed plane figure with four sides. Is this one a quadrilateral? Yes. This one, it has four sides. Yes, it has four sides. It has four sides. Also, it has four vertices. It has four vertices. Quadrilaterals have four vertices. The sum of all interior angles is 360 degrees. The sum of all interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. When you add all the angles, it sums up to 360 degrees. What are the different kinds of quadrilaterals? What are the different kinds of quadrilaterals? Let's start with rectangle. What is a rectangle? Here's a rectangle. A rectangle have all the angles of a rectangle are 90 degrees. Always remember, all the angles of a rectangle are 90 degrees, or all the angles of a rectangle are right angle because they measure exactly 90 degrees. Next one, opposite sides of a rectangle are equal and parallel. Opposite sides of a rectangle are equal and parallel. Opposite sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Another one, diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other. Diagonals of a rectangle bisect each other. That means it divides the angle into two equal parts. As you can see, it divides the angle into two equal parts. That is the characteristics or attributes of a rectangle. Next one, we have square. What are the attributes of square? This is a square. First attribute, all the angles of a square are 90 degrees. That means all angles are right angles. It's the same with rectangle. Next one, all sides of a square are equal and parallel to each other. All sides of a square are equal and parallel to each other. All sides are equal and parallel to each other. Next one, diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. Diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. That means they create 90-degree angle or a right angle. Those are the attributes of a square. Next one, parallelogram. What is a parallelogram, or how do we describe parallelogram? This is an example of parallelogram. What are the attributes of a parallelogram? A parallelogram. First one, opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite interior angles are equal. Next one, opposite sides are equal and parallel. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Another one, diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. That means it divides the angle into two equal parts. These lines or these diagonals divide the angles into two equal parts. The last one, sum of any two adjacent angles is 180 degrees. The sum of any two adjacent angles is 180 degrees. That means the sum of the two consecutive angles is 180 degrees. Moving on our next quadrilateral, rhombus or a diamond. What is a rhombus, or what are the attributes of a rhombus? First one, this is an example of rhombus. First one, opposite angles are equal. The opposite angles of a rhombus are equal. These two angles are equal. These two angles are equal. Next one, all sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel to each other. All sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel to each other. Next one, diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. Diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. That means they create a right angle. That means these angles are 90 degrees or right angle. Next one, the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degrees. The sum of two consecutive angles is 180 degrees. The sum of these two, 180 degrees. The sum of these two angles is 180 degrees. The sum of these two angles is 180 degrees. Next one, trapezoid. What is a trapezoid, or what is the attributes of a trapezoid? Only one pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. This is the opposite sides which are parallel. That means they will never meet no matter how long you will extend them. Let's now try to summarize what we studied today. So these are the properties: sides, angles, diagonals. All sides are equal, opposite sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel, all angles are equal, opposite angles are equal, sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degrees, bisect each other, bisect perpendicularly. Let's try to put a check if the properties is applicable or are applicable to the given quadrilaterals. All sides are equal for rectangle? No. Square? All sides of the square are equal. Parallelogram? No. Rhombus? Yes. All sides of the rhombus are equal. Trapezoid? No. Next one. Opposite sides are equal. For rectangle, check. For square, check. Parallelogram, check. Rhombus, check. Trapezoid, wrong. So that means rectangle, square, parallelogram, and rhombus have opposite sides which are equal. Next one, opposite sides are parallel. Rectangle, check. Square, check. Parallelogram, check. Rhombus, check. Trapezoid, check, because one pair of the opposite sides of a trapezoid is parallel. Next one, all angles are equal. For rectangle, check. All the angles of rectangle are equal. Square, check. All the angles of a square are equal. Parallelogram, no. Rhombus, no. Trapezoid, no. How about for opposite side? Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. Rectangle, check. Square, check. Parallelogram, check. Rhombus, check. Trapezoid, no. That means opposite angles of rectangle, square, parallelogram, and rhombus are equal. Next one, sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degrees. For rectangle, check. For square, check. Parallelogram, check. Rhombus, check. Trapezoid, no. The sum of two adjacent angles of rectangle, square, parallelogram, and rhombus is 180 degrees. Next one, bisect each other. For rectangle, check. Square, check. Parallelogram, check. Rhombus, check. Trapezoid, no. The diagonals of rectangle, square, parallelogram, and rhombus bisect each other. How about this one, the last one? Diagonals bisect perpendicularly. For rectangle, no. For square, yes. For parallelogram, no. For rhombus, yes. For trapezoid, no. So this is the summary of what we discussed today. I hope you were able to catch up. If you did not, you may review this video and try to watch again and try to study what are quadrilaterals. Always remember, mathematics will always remind us that in every problem there is a solution. Mathematics will always remind us that in every problem there is a solution. Thank you for watching, and may the Lord bless you in all aspects of your lives. Bye. See you on our next tutorial.